The magnificent and powerful land around the Skeena inspires the art of the Gitxsan, who've lived here for centuries. At historic Kazan village in Hazelton, some great artists have worked and taught, creating a living legacy. And more than 30 years ago, they passed on their knowledge to a young Chester Patrick, nicknamed Chaz, short for Chester from Hazelton. He was hungry for that knowledge.
The process of becoming an artist was something interesting. I was a dancer, and part of the summer projects was for the dancers to be hired was to clean out the carving shed. The carving shed was where I met the artists, and I met Walter, my instructor, Vernon Stevens, Ken Moat, Earl Muldoe, Frida Deasing. They were working on a project for the Royal Bank, and I was sweeping up their chips, and I was fascinated. You walk into the carving shed, and the first thing you smell is the red cedar and the yellow cedar, and that was, I told them, I said, I'm going to be an artist one day. They laughed, but I was serious. So work was something that really fascinated me, and on top of that, being a dancer, it was something that I thought was interesting because I wore the masks, I wore the headdresses, I wore the regalia.
He's become an acknowledged master of design, working primarily in yellow cedar. But he feels his greatest achievement is his ever-evolving knowledge of his culture and the passing on of that legacy.
I can walk down the street and say, I am Gitxsan, I'm 100% Gitxsan. I know my work, I speak my language, and I live my traditions and my culture. What we're doing is we're passing on a legacy and letting people know that we are still very much involved with our traditions and our culture.